Hello everyone, this is Sresh from SkyMount, and today I am going to explain you about inquiry tools. Okay, so inquiry tools are help us to inquire about area, distance, volume, angle and radius and diameter of a circle. Okay, so here in main menu in utility tab, here I am having inquiry tools. Okay, so drop down this measure option. So here you will be getting different inquiry tools, that is distance, radius, angle, area and volume. Okay, so now I will be showing you these inquiry tools one by one. Okay, so now here what I am going to do is I am going to take a rectangle. Okay, so now if I want to inquire about the distance of this from one point to another point. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'll drop down this measure and I'll select distance. Okay, now select this first point and select the second point. So here you can see it is giving you the distance. Okay, but not only over here but in command line window. Okay, so here you will be getting all the details about the distance, about the angle of the line and the x, y and the z coordinate of the line. Okay, so next after this, now just imagine if you want to measure the line in multiple values, like for example after measuring this, again you want to measure here, this one and this one. Okay, so what you can do is you can take this as distance, select the first point, right click over here and click on multiple points. Okay, so now just go on selecting the second value, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can see it will give you the distance as well as it will give you the total distance whatever you have measured. Okay, so this is all about distance. So next after distance, here you are having radius. So radius, like for example if you want to measure the radius of a circle, so that time you are going to use this radius inquiry tool. Okay, so drop down this measure and click on radius. Okay, select the circumference of the circle. So here you will be able to get the radius and the diameter of the circle. So next after this radius, next here you are having the option of angle. Okay, so whenever you want to measure the angle between the two lines, so that time I'll be using angle. So here drop down measure, click on angle and select the first line and then select the second line. Here you will be able to get the angle between the two lines. So next after angle, next here you are having the option of area. Okay, so if you want to calculate the area of this particular rectangle or a square, okay, so that time I'll be using this option of area. Okay, so drop down this measure and click on area. So here we are having two methods to calculate area. So one is by selecting the end points of the rectangle. So here what I am going to do is I am going to select the end points of this rectangle, click on enter. So it will give you the area as well as it will give you the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, but now just suppose if you are having an irregular object. So like for example if you are going to calculate the area of this circle, so that time you don't have any endpoints over here. Okay, so that time what you are going to do is here you are going to click on area and here you are going to have select the second method, that is object method. Okay, so click on object and just select the circumference of the circle. So here as it is a circle, so it will give you the area and it is going to give you the circumference of the circle. Okay, so now just imagine in this rectangle you are having a one more rectangle over here and you want to measure just the part of this particular rectangle. Okay, you don't want to consider this area in this area. Okay, so what you are going to do is select area over here and here you are having the option of subtract area. So click on subtract area and just first select the inner rectangle which you want to subtract. Click on enter and then click on add area. Okay, so next here again select the outer rectangle where you are going to calculate the area. Click on enter. So it will give you the area, subtracting the area which you don't need. So you can see here the total area of the rectangle when I had calculated last time, it was 100 square feet. So now it is showing it as 78.707 square feet. Okay, So this is how you will be using this area inquiry tool. Okay. So next here the last one is volume. Okay. So volume inquiry tool is being used in 3D. Okay. So whenever you are measuring the volume of an object, so that time you will be using the volume inquiry tool. Okay. So thank you. To subscribe you can like the